Dating update. I finally was able to go back to Facebook dating. Remember, I joined, but my Facebook profile was at 80 years old as my age, which I'm not. So I just browsed and I was like, I'm not interested in the people that I'm seeing here because they're designed for somebody who wants to date an 80-year-old. So I deleted my profile, not thinking that might have repercussions, and it did. And I wasn't able to log back on. Been trying almost from the very next day. For some reason, I'm not interested in doing another dating site. I don't know which dating sites to go on. I don't want to go to Plenty of Fish or OkCupid or Tinder, and I don't know how the other ones work. And are you having any fun? That song stuck in my head because an ad came up twice back to back while I was watching/listening to I Survived on Tubi. I've been trying to log back on, like I said. Well, I haven't been able to. It lets me add. What's your height? What's your this? Where's your location? Well, it doesn't really give you much of a choice when it comes to location because it refreshes and it saves the location where you are. And I don't like that. So I'm like, should I wait until I'm not here and save that place as my location? Hopefully it doesn't refresh it again. Neither here nor there. I decided to take a different device because I was going to start working. I seem to be doing these recordings just before starting working, which probably means I'm stalling from going to work. I grabbed that device, I'm getting ready to work, and then I just browse as one would. And then I decide, let's check out this Facebook dating thing. Why? Because it was Thursday, I believe, last week that I tried to go on and deleted it. So it's Thursday again today, January 30th, 2025, and the time is 5 to 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, boo, 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 boo. And I'm just saving yes, without double checking that information because I want to see how far it's going to take me before it tells me, because you deleted your profile recently, you're not going to be able to blah, 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 try again later, which is what it had been telling me the few times that I tried again since last week. But no, when we get to one part, which felt like it must be the end, it scrolled and scrolled. It was like, and bam, Mama was in. I was like, oh, shoot. Let me just quickly browse through my information. 5'7", no, that's not my height, but everything else is fine. Like, who cares, right? Scroll. Just like left, what is it? I'm not swiping, I'm doing because you got the X on the left, which means either you swipe left or you click on the X, and you have the heart or swipe right. Oh, does that rhyme? So I keep doing the X. I had no intentions of not swiping X. Then I saw this one dude, I was like, and I looked, I was like, oh my gosh, totally my type. Dang it. Just like, looks like a little dorky. I don't even know what a dork is. Somebody who's not just like a regular looking specimen, right? Just a little dorky, I guess. Nice and tall, athletic build. We like that. Just like not, fashionable or any of that. Just not a regular guy either, like I said. And I thought, I'm interested in getting to know this person. That kind of person is usually smart, maybe even funny, but you wouldn't expect from how he looks because I don't know how to explain it. That's the whole point. It shouldn't be somebody you know to explain. I mean, or it should be. What do I know? And I'm like, okay. And then the prompt on the Facebook thing says, you won't be able, or he may not see my profile because I didn't complete it. I don't even know how any of this works, you must understand. I don't know if I've swiped X on people, when they see my profile and they swipe right, or will they even see my profile? I don't really know how that works. So I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? So he may not see my profile, which means if I swiped right, I wasn't even thinking as far as swiping right. My hope was I would just scroll through the photos and see what is going on there, and then log out, and then go to work, and then go for a walk. No, I'm kidding. And then hopefully they will find me and like me first. See, still a little old-fashioned. I'm a little rusty too, boo. Oh, my neck just cracked so nicely. That's probably part of why my neck is not like strong or whatever. The cracking, I mean, it feels good, but it's too much cracking for one little girl. I decide, okay, let's listen to the prompt and go ahead and update my information. So now I'm getting invested now. I bet you that person was a plant or, AI or whatever. I go to my thing and I update my information. Yeah, self-employed, doing this and blah, blah, blah. Know this, know that. I'm like, you see, when you're my age, or I guess any age, it's hard to meet someone kind of like me who may be living by themselves, is self-employed, because I like that. If someone has a job, it's nice, but you must understand, I live away from everybody. So it's nice to have flexible schedules, both sides, not just one person. Otherwise, the responsibility is going to be on that person. I mean, I don't know. Because I dated somebody where I had to drive an hour. In fact, I lived in LA and dated somebody in LA at one point. I was in West LA and he was in East LA. Those drives were crazy, like if you're going to do them over the weekend. Actually, it adds to my point. Because if both our schedules were flexible, mine was, but he had to leave for work at 5:30 in the morning for work, etc., etc. So, it just made things interesting. Those long drives from west to east on the freeway, was it off the 10? It was not pretty, dude. On Friday, you turn on both your GPSs, or all your GPSs, hoping that one of them is going to have a better route. And then you get off the freeway or where everybody is and you go and find some back road. And that one is more jam-packed because everybody was thinking like you, and they decided to do that. And you're like, dang, now what? You're so miserable. You're thinking, should I just go home and come back at 9 p.m., which probably would have been a better idea. Anyway, and I dated somebody who lived an hour away, 45 minutes maybe to an hour away, which was so shockingly close to me in like time-wise, compared to somebody where both of us lived in Los Angeles. This other person lived in San Bernardino County, was it? Kind of Ontario type area. And I lived in South Pasadena. So, of course, being in South Pasadena was much closer to East LA. However, I wasn't with that person now. In fact, I was hiding from that person. But I was dating the one in Ontario area. And it didn't take that long to get there, even though it was further. Because if I were going to his place, even if it's after work, and he also left the house around the same time, like 5:30, same time as the previous guy. In fact, they worked together. No, I'm kidding. I would be going opposite direction of traffic if I went to his place after work. And if he came to my place, after his work, because my schedule was still flexible. His job was close to where I lived. So if he came to my place after work, it would take him no time at all. However, he never came straight to my place from work. He would go freaking to his house and then come to my place. It was always like, this guy is literally one of the most intelligent people I ever dated. I was like, what is he doing? Maybe that was too smart for me to understand. So when you live in an area like mine, it's going to take me forever to get anywhere. And if the person wanted to come here, it's going to take them forever too, unless they have a private plane. We have a landing strip here. We have, in fact, an airport. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. It tickles me to say it. It's true. Did you ever think that you would hear me say that about this town? We really do. And I've been in that area a few times, like whenever I take my car for a test drive, if it's been worked on or whatever, I take it on regular test drives, go further and further and further before I really go on a trip, because you don't want to be freaking driving in Mexico and have a tire puncture. Oops, that happened for real. So that is why I'm thinking maybe if the person were self-employed, it would be nice. I don't know. What do I know? Maybe I'm short-sighted. Maybe they don't need to be short-sighted. Sorry. Maybe they just need to work from home. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Moving on from that part. But I'm like, okay, I don't have children. I've been so lucky in my dating career, which is very short, it was short-lived, to have been in relationships with people who didn't have kids. The one person, or have I been lucky to be with people who were deadbeat dads? No, I'm kidding. One person who had a kid, somehow the kid was not in his life. I don't know what was going on there. Because apparently the kid was in his life according to his... No, there was drama there. That was never like a part of me, because I don't think to him we were in a relationship. And he's not the first one. Moving on. And ironically, this is probably the only person I've ever dated who I'm friends with on Facebook. And I don't feel any pressure to remove him. He never likes any of my stuff or anything. I never do the same to his. We never DM each other. But somehow he added me one day, and I was like, sure, why not? Watch me live my best life, bitch. Really broke my heart, to be honest. It doesn't take much. So that was negative. Should I edit that out? No, who cares? It's true. I fill out all this information. And then somewhere down the line, I find myself swiping again. Xing, X. No, I just X'd my boyfriend. No. I realized after I X'd him, this is the guy who motivated me to go and fill out all this freaking information, telling people I like hiking. I don't even know. I'm like, on my profile, I'm like, I like long drives and walks along the beach. And I'm like, no, really, I do. It's true. What do you want me to say? I don't, just because it's cliche? By the way, cliche and niche, I feel like it should be niche or cliche. And I'm like, how do I go back to that? I don't know if you've asked them, are you able to, because I read somewhere online that you are able, someone had said one thing they like about Facebook is that you have a second chance or whatever to re-swipe on people that you've swiped on before. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So now, that's why I didn't care about Xing everybody, because I'm going to be able to see them again. I mean, based on that one comment on that random website. I see a part that says, so I kept browsing because I'm like, all right, I guess he's gone. And then I see a thing somewhere that says, I don't know, something, second chances or whatever. I'm like, yes. So I click on that and I keep seeing all the people that I just X'd. And I'm like, No, go further, go further, go further. Before I know it, I see a thing that says second chances, people that you blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, I thought I was on that. So now, okay. So I go and click on that, and it shows me people who I just now X'd. I'm like, no, my person is getting buried deeper and deeper down. Is he going to be able to find me? Even if he does, is he going to click on me? I was like, oh my God, am I emotionally stable enough for this whole thing? After 7 years off the field, here I am, and I may actually not even be ready. Okay, maybe it wasn't 7, but if you round it off. Are you having any fun? I actually did ask there, what song did I just recently listen to or sing out loud or whatever. So I wrote that because I was literally singing that out loud every in between, just like how I'm doing now. So my boyfriend's gone, you guys. I am single again. I saw one person and it showed my town. I was like, because now I'm still moving fast, but not that fast, just in case my boyfriend comes back. I look at this guy's profile. I was like, wow, he's not my type. But he lives in my town, so that's a red one. I was like, do I even know this guy? And I saw the name. I thought, I'm pretty sure I've heard someone say this name, something about him, maybe offering some kind of a service, like for single ladies. No, just joking. But I was like, had I asked something and people recommended him? What was, because I really remember someone saying his name. However, I mean, it could be another person with the same name. So I X'd out of that fast, thinking, oh my God, is he going to see my profile too now? And then everybody in this town is going to know that I'm on a date, because that's how it works. One person knows something, everybody knows it. And maybe even the people in the next town, and the next town is multiple towns, very small, not too far from each other. Far enough, but it's like enemy of my enemy is my friend. You could say we're close to each other because we're all too far from civilization, that kind of thing. I'm like, everybody in all these towns now is going to know this. So I swiped and swiped and swiped and swiped, and I saw this dude. Oh my God, why is that dude even on? Oh, maybe he's a scam. Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? Dude, he's perfect. He's not just perfect for me. I don't even know if he's my type specifically. He's just the perfect specimen of a guy. Like if they were looking for a single guy, next door type, approachable guy to date someone. Not super approachable, just like above approachable. To cast in a movie, it would have been him. It's like an engineer, according to this thing at Mercedes. Probably fake. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it's probably fake. I was like, why is this guy single? Wearing like a watch. Oh yeah, it's totally a scam actually, come to think of it. They always like showing off their watches. I guess it's supposed to be expensive. And I thought, this guy is out here looking not for someone like me. You see? There's it's not just self-deprecation. I feel like that applies to comedy only. But there's that self stuff, negative self-talk. I'm like, this guy doesn't even, that was even before I discovered that he's a fake, which we just realized now together. I was like, nobody deserves me putting myself through this. Why am I doing this to myself? It's just Facebook. And I'm just looking I can't get myself to click on X. I'm like, no, what am I going to do? How do I get out of this without, should I just completely log off? And I was like, so I read his profile. Where does he live according to that thing? Oh my gosh, I forgot already. He doesn't live in San Diego. I saw a couple, not decent people, as if other people are not decent. There are a lot of decent people there. But I saw a few, like, in San Diego. There's a lot of, like, shirtless stuff. Couple of gym. I'm surprised, actually, there aren't as many gym pictures as I last recall. Maybe people have been posting on Reddit and Facebook and other forums and saying, rate my profile, and people telling them, remove the freaking gym photo. Nobody likes a gym douche-y photo, I guess. There's also not a lot of people holding fish. I think I saw one person holding a giant fish. I was like, wow, I'm almost impressed. A lot of motorbiking people and hiking and swimming or somewhere by the water. I mean, they're going to be doing something. A lot of posing too, men in poses. That to me is always like X. Because a dude that's posing, it's like, hand here and leg there and eye that way and mouth. It's just like, no, dude. Not for me. Or like, they look like they're not posing, but they're slightly pouting their mouth, slightly blowing you a kiss. No, thanks. I don't know. I saw a gingery dude, and immediately they had my attention. I was like, is this my type? Because I've dated a couple of gingers in my time. In fact, they were almost identical. Ironically, the person that I mentioned earlier, what did I even say about, who is now my Facebook? His hair, I think, is white now, probably. He has a full head of hair still. He was a little older, but like very youthful. And he was ginger at the time. And the other gingery person who I met years later reminded me of this one so much. And in fact, the night before I had dreamed, it just was like one of those things. And then I went online and I saw somebody who looked almost kind of like him, given the same vibe. We started talking or whatever. And just like with the other one, it didn't work out, whatever. So I was like, why am I've already dated 2 gingers and here we are again. And I thought, no. And also, I'm like, you need to remember, like, you're not young anymore. I don't need, there's certain photos, I just judge people. I mean, what else am I going to use to base it on? Yes, an energy thing too that you pick up. One dude is gymming, just sitting there with ginormous thighs, just like muscle everywhere, lifting a weight in his main photo, thinking nobody wants this. And his profile is like, if you are on a dating, why are you guys on dating site and you can't even communicate? You don't have any communication skills. Because it's not a communication place, it's a dating site, freak. You can't even put 2 words together. Work on your communication skills, man. And no, I'm not going to Venmo you or Cash App, whatever, you money. Get a job. I'm not going to blah, blah, blah. I'm not a blah, blah. Terms that I don't even know what they mean. And I'm thinking, it was almost funny, but like, no. I mean, I would never date somebody like that. I'm not going to ask him to Venmo me anything. I don't even know what my Venmo thing is. I think I have one because I used it before to move funds from one of my accounts into another one of my accounts. And I'm like, the whole thing's a turn off. We're not even talking about him sitting there lifting weights in his profile photo. Like, why don't you date yourself, you creeper? Then he said, if you're 60 plus, I'm sure you're beautiful. But no, I'm not looking for someone to bake me cookies. I was like, this guy is basically an asshole. He really thinks he's invincible. You don't even have to be a certain age for you to need someone to bake you cookies. You could end up in a worse off position, oops, did you hear my stomach? Than a 60-year-old. So watch how you talk. Why are you targeting 50, 60-year-olds for no reason? I'm not looking for someone to, there was another thing that he said about 60-year-olds. And I thought, oh my gosh, this guy is a jerk, man. It's like block. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm not even laughing. There was a guy, there's always one. You know what? I found it so offensive. I was like, am I being a Karen? I found it so offensive. And that, like, you think that you have earned the right to join a website where there's probably millions of people or hundreds of thousands or whatever, and just basically traumatize everybody who's going to be swiping here. This guy has several photos of himself with an erection. And you can tell that, well, obviously, that's already saying enough, right, that he has an erection. So obviously he wants people to see it. Why would you take photos of yourself with an erection if you don't want people to see it? And you can tell he's angled it specifically in that position, and the lighting is so that you can see. The first thing that you see when you look at his photos is his erection. Just so freaking gross. So you're a flasher, basically. You are that guy who goes to the park with a tear in the groin of your pants and no underwear and sitting with your legs wide open. You're getting a kick out of it. And you're traumatizing everybody who has to see that. Why do we need to see this guy's erection? Like, I bet he's not even single. It was so annoying. I'll think to myself, is this one of those guys like Scott Disick who just looks like he has a semi-hard-on, or does he? And I'm like, no, this guy's in a fucking erection. Look at the smirk on his face. He knows what he's doing. So disgusting. Like in one of them, he looks like he's in a public restroom. So I'm like, what happened here? You went in, you made yourself have an erection. What the hell is this? And then you took a photo. Just so freaking disgusting. Several photos. And then there's a couple towards the end that he doesn't seem to have one. So, yeah. I guess that's what he's bringing to the table. No thanks. No, thank you. Otherwise, give me a machete and then put it on the table and let's go. I reported him. Sorry. I know that's where the current part comes in. I know I'm new here and everything, and I'm already reporting people. I don't care. I reported his butt. I don't want to see him again. Tried to block him. I couldn't block him. So I reported and I did the X. I bet you of all the people that I'd like to come back, meaning that one guy, this is the one that would come back. And there was one other one that what did he say? Oh, I am not looking to date men. I'm looking to date women. Women only, please. And I thought, what the hell is going on this website? Anyway. By the way, during my first several minutes, the first scroll that I was doing until I bumped into my boyfriend, after editing my profile, I went back to scrolling, but I saw someone looking like this red thing saying, I have new something. And I clicked on that and it showed me people who liked me. I was like, Babalo's got a man at home. I was like, Shawty's got a man at home. Oh my gosh. So I clicked on there. I was like, oh wow, this dude didn't even bother to take a photo. He took a photo of a photo. No, thank you. You can take a selfie nowadays. Anyway, that's not why, but I was like, I appreciate this, but X out. There were two guys. That made me go back to Kali, to my profile and see, can I edit it some more to narrow down? So I did age. I'm like, am I looking for people 10 years and younger? Well, 10 years older and younger than 10 years? And what about under my age? Anybody? Or how about, should we go up to 60? Should we go up to 55? How about 57? Oh my God. I was like, no, why am I doing this? They don't care. They still showed me a bunch of people. And then for height, I went to exactly where I want and taller. And then I didn't do the tallest, 7 feet. I went under that. But I definitely I didn't just do average, maybe 5'10", which obviously is still taller than me at 5'5". I was like, no, because, for example, if you start at 6 foot, those folks are probably 5'9". And then the 5'9" guys, and the guys who say they are 5'9" are 5'5", 5'4", you know what I mean? So I was like, who cares? They're not going to take this seriously anyway. So put whatever I want on there. And I was like, do I want them to have kids? Some profiles back in the day would say must have kids who don't live at home, which, and you could go for that, which will increase your chances versus saying you don't want them to have kids at all. And there's a lot of, not a lot of them, but a decent amount of the ones I scrolled through would say something about, I'm a dad and whatever. I was like, okay, hopefully you find like single moms to link up with or people who are looking to date dads. It's not me necessarily. I'm not trying to date somebody. I just want somebody who's available. Call me selfish, call me anything but late for dinner. I was like, no, and I love that you're some of them aren't necessarily proud dads, by the way. It's just something to drop those panties down. A lot of people will say anything. So it's just words. A lot of them have their Instagram profiles linked, but like when you click on the Instagram profiles, it's a bunch of like food photos. So I'm like, what is the point of this? It doesn't even show us more of who you are. Maybe it does, I don't know, maybe not for me. And then at some point of scrolling, I saw a thing that said, this person is your perfect match. I thought, huh? I was getting ready to X him before even his photo came up. So I thought, oh, that's a perfect match for me. Because now I filled out a lot of my info, maybe everything. So I click on this dude. His profile photo is one of those photos, when people will say like, I've been vaccinated or I voted. They have that thing as a frame of the photo. I never have that. And people are fine to do whatever they want. I just personally, it's not my personality to put those things or pray for Paris and all that. I just pray for Paris if you want to. In my case, if I want to, then I'll just pray for Paris. But half the time, I don't even know what the hell's going on in Paris to pray for Paris. I would be the person to land in Paris and people would be like, don't you know people aren't coming here? Why did you think the flights were so cheap? I don't know. I thought I manifested it. So he has that whole thing, and then his photo looks like a photo of a photo, just very fuzzy. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, let's read some more because they say he's my perfect match. The height, it shows the minimum height that I've clicked on. So, okay, maybe that's why. And the hobbies are very simple. I mean, traveling is a big one, but hiking, a lot of people have hiking as a hobby. And like driving or car-related stuff. A lot of people have something car-related. It doesn't have to be, blah, blah, blah. And music. Apparently I have music there. Maybe I need to take it down to narrow down the thing. And I'm like, what else? Apparently he doesn't smoke either. And he drinks occasionally. None of these mean anything. I cannot say this enough. Just because someone says one thing doesn't mean it is so. And with regards to things like smoking and drinking, it's not relative or subjective. I sometimes don't know the difference between those two words, but it's sometimes just a point-blank lie. They're not going to say they're an alcoholic. They're not going to say they drink often. I wish they would. So they'll say they drink occasionally when they drink daily. I dated a guy who drank every night. Every day when he was off, or every night, he always had a beer next to him, just sipping on it, not super drinking. It didn't bother me. Nothing about his personality changed. Probably by the time I got there, he already would have drunk a few, who knows. No, but his personality wouldn't change or nothing. He would just have one. And then maybe, ultimately, when it's finished, maybe they'll open another one. And I think they were like, I don't know, something light. It was a blue can. Was it green? I don't know. Literally don't know alcohol. So that wasn't, for me, a red flag. They actually told me that they used to be, I don't know if they said they used to be an addict of some sort. I was like, addicted to what? He was like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Oh, gosh. Anyway, all in the past now. And then when they say they don't smoke, and then you find that they do smoke, they tell you, I'm quitting, or I'm only vaping, or whatever. And then they come up with all these stories. It's just so disgusting. And they expect you to be understanding. They'll say like, no, but I don't smoke around you. Or they come try to like mansplain the whole thing. It's like, no, you're so disgusting to me right now with all these lies. Really? For me, when that happens, it just puts a wall up that will never be able to be put down. Even if I'm like, okay, let's drag it out until a certain point. But I know it's not going to be a long-term relationship. Oh, can we talk about that? Anyway, to wrap up the perfect partner person, all their other photos are couches and views and pictures of pictures, not of him. I'm like, this is the worst, and sunsets and whatever. I'm like, how is this person my perfect match? I feel insulted. Who is in charge of Facebook? Speaking of long-term, people who say they're looking for friends, casual, long-term, short-term, or whatever. For me, it's an immediate no. Wow, my stomach is killing it today. For me, it's just like, what do you mean you're looking for short and long-term? So you're going to be in a short-term while still looking for a long-term? Because I feel like if you're looking for a long-term, but you're also looking for a short-term, if you come across short, that's not going to become long-term because they said short. But you also want the long-term. Like, or you're going to settle for a short. I don't, like, what does that look like? I dated someone who said, we will see. Like, they're open. And we're together for like a year. And it was exclusive and all that. We never had like a talk where it's like, you're my girlfriend now and you made this. It just, for me, it was just like, all right, we went with the flow. But that ended. I mean, it ended, and then they tried to get back together after it had ended, and they had even dated someone else who lied, and unfortunately that person was actually married, and there was drama there and guns and whatever. And now they're trying to come back. And they're telling me this story. I was like, oh, I thought you guys like excitement, because that's the kind of stuff that you guys like. Drama, always something going on. Because I'll be coming and talking about gratitude and breathing and long walks and Zen and manifestation and, you know what I mean, visualization. You're all bored by that. Oh, let's do yoga. Well, you know, let's do some stretches. Let's whatever. Let's walk barefoot in the house. Just boring stuff, right? Oh, let's count the calories and those are things that are important to me. You guys want drama. You want somebody whose husband's going to come banging on your door with a gun. Anyway, I was like, no, thanks. Should have fought for me when we were together. Because you're not going to sleep with me, sleep with someone else, and then have me let you sleep with me again. I just can't do that. That was so gross. That image won't get out of my mind, even though I've never seen that person. And then when his freaking car and there was eyebrow pencil in there, I was like, really, dude? How long has this thing been sitting here? I wasn't super hurt because I was like, wow, this is really not the person I was dating before. And his body had changed. He had been gymming and doing all kinds of things. And I could tell he was very confident and proud of himself. But that's not the person that I was into. It was you see, I like them, not perfect. There's got to be something about you that's not perfect. That it's like, you know, not a quirk, but a thing about your physical looks, not necessarily your personality, because that can be questionable, but about your looks. So anyway, with regards to the perfect gentleman, I hearted him. I was like, what's the worst thing that can happen? They can just not swipe back. And it did. It said something, I think, like he's originally from New York. I was like, okay. And he lives, I can't remember where he lives. Here in Southern California, though. And I feel like he's not in my range. It made me feel a little insecure. an insecurity that I haven't felt in a while. Like a vulnerability of sorts. And of course, I put myself out there by liking his thing, but who cares, you know? And apparently speaks English and German. I was like, is this a German guy from New York? Interesting. I speak several languages, but there was English there. There's no Afrikaans. There's no Xhosa. There's no Zulu. There's no Sotho. I was like, okay, Georgian? There's no Georgian either. I'm not going to click on Spanish because no hablo español. Not even poquito. Un poquito, whatever. So I'm still learning. 80-something days on Duolingo. I'm very proud of myself. Duolingo is the app that you learn languages on. That's almost 3 months, actually. Wow. The other day I was like, maybe I need to do more than the minimum, like 3 minutes here or 5 minutes. So sometimes I would like sit there. Yesterday I think I did like 30 minutes. My points went so high up. There's people who've been doing it for 3-4 years who I'm above. That's not a real competition because those people probably speak better than me. It's nothing. I think that's a roundup. That's the roundup of my first day on a dating site before. And I hope I don't get OCD about this. Let me check quickly before I let you go. James. Oh, James, you look like you would live here. You look like people who live in this area. Friendship. I'm not interested in friendship. So I haven't clicked on anything on there. Oh my gosh, please don't let my ex come up here. I'm a chill guy that lives in the mountains and I love it. Oh my God, and he's blowing a fish. What is he doing? Snow. A lot of weird, very Alaskan. This guy actually. Well, damn. He can get it in one of these photos. Wow. Oh, Instagram. Beautiful. Nah, it's not my type though. Some people you can tell they take themselves seriously about like their looks or whatever. I don't know. I take myself seriously too. Nobody has liked me since those people. And there's a red next to friendship. I don't know what that means. No, I don't want to be friends with these guys. Oh, what is this girl doing here? Hi, we're a couple. Oh, no. And oh, another thing. Like this one girl I'm looking at now, it says that 56. So I don't know if she's 56 or her husband is because she looks 26. We're a couple looking for girlfriends to TX, hang out, and maybe have some adult fun with us. No, thank you. Located in Chico, California. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the husband is 60. I just looked at further photos. They are barely dressed in these photos. And if you want to find them, their username is, just kidding. Oh my gosh, get me out of this. Wow. No thank you to that. Yeah, a family member of mine said, don't, wait, I already seen this. Family member of mine said, don't delete your, join a dating site and don't delete your profile so that someone will find you even when you least expect it. I get it. I mean, I've done all of that. I've done all the things. I was just enjoying not being talked to with, etc. Now, we will see. I was like, let me join before the weekend. Maybe a couple people will swipe or whatever. If I don't go anywhere or do anything this coming weekend, hopefully 1 or 2 people decent enough will message me. I don't want to chat though. If someone is not what I'm interested in, I will not. entertain that. No thanks. It's a new day. Oh my gosh, let's see how long this is going to go and how far. Okay? I'll keep you posted. And let me know which dating sites, like real dating sites, I should join. Dragon Hinge or Beeswax, whatever, etc., etc. Babbling Brook Podcast Facebook group, Babbling Brook Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Babala Brook, @Babala Brook on all other socials, babalabrook.com. We're also on Patreon if you want unedited content. Believe it or not, this content is edited. So I post it raw and unedited on Patreon. I hope the sound of this thing is right. I just checked it now and I don't know if it's perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I hope it's clear enough, because obviously I'm not going to talk about this again. If it doesn't work out, maybe we'll put it out and try to edit it as much as we can, or we'll just have to scrap it. It looks like summer nowadays for some reason, and I don't hate that for us. I mean, it's February almost. We're on Patreon. You can join for a month or a year or whatever to support the movement over here. I want to hear, or you don't at all, there's no pressure. I'd like to hear from you. You can, there are other ways to support this movement. You can follow the podcast, follow me, follow the podcast pages. You can share the show, share a couple of episodes, give us a rating or feedback, 5-star. Thank you very much. And I have eBay stores. You can support us there. It's The Lovely Brook, My Brook, Tracker Brook, or The Brook. You can support us there. Cheap stuff. Purchase your stuff. I mean, it's a nice way. It's like getting merch. It's literally merch because it's the merchandise that I sell. So thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this story. Talk to you soon. Toodles. Oh, and find me on Facebook Dating. Just kidding. Bye-bye.